My first date was when I was 17. I was a freshman in college. We went to Olive Garden, but we were in a relationship by the time we went on our first date. So it wasn't like in the order, like where we went on a date and then we were in a relationship. But even then, I had to tell him to do it, so that's a problem. But,
oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, clearly I had to tell him to do it because he was my boyfriend before we went on a date. So he didn't really have no initiative to do it until I said, hey, you never took me on a date before.
My involvement in the church and how heavily invested I was in it. And this wasn't anything that was forced upon me. Church Sunday, Tuesday for Bible study, choir rehearsal on Thursday, don't have sex before married. If you're thinking about sex, that's also considered having sex. This is all I knew. I was raised in a very strict, conservative church, and a lot of the things that were taught in the Kojic church affected the way that I look at relationships today.
We dated for 3.5 years. He was like my first of a lot of experiences, including the person I lost my virginity to.
Yeah, I didn't lose my virginity until I got to college.
He's like 6 months older than me, so that's a kid. So he wasn't thinking about marriage. But me, that's always been something I wanted. Even as a kid, I always knew that marriage was the goal. Like, I desire to be a wife and to be a mother one day. So I'm not dating somebody for 3.5 years without some concrete plans being mentioned. But that wasn't the same page that he was on.
College kind of like brought that out of me, and I think it's because I was sort of, and in a positive way, I was kind of separated and I saw a different perspective away from the church.
So yeah, it basically came down to a conversation, and I just asked straight up. I was like, so what we doing? And he gave me an answer basically saying like, he don't know if he see himself marrying me. And I was like, cool, well, we're friends now. We're broken up.
How did that belief system manifest itself now that you are no longer in your parents' home, but you're in college?
I hate to discredit it, but I feel like it really didn't. It was kind of like me being away from that shelter type of environment broke me completely out of my shell. I was trying new things that I hadn't done. You do those things and you enjoy them. It kind of like opened up almost like a new life for me.
It was literally like 3 months after, but I started online dating. And the next guy I started talking to, he was selling me a dream, and he tricked me into basically being friends with benefits. And then once I realized that, I remained friends with benefits with him for like 3 years on and off.
I matured by learning from others' mistakes, and a lot of those mistakes came from online dating.
Okay.
And some of the most organic relationships that I know today were organic, and they were in the right place at the right time, and it was a situation where they let go and they let God.
Why do you say he tricked you? Why did you
Because first of all, my profile says looking to be married, wanting to be married, all kind of things that let you know that I'm looking for something serious.
Okay, yeah.
I put marriage because I felt like people intentions didn't match up with mine, so I wanted to be straightforward from jump. Because I just was tired of wasting my time with people, or people just, telling me what they think I want to hear. That's basically what happened. Like, he just told me what I wanted to hear, and then we were talking for a little bit, but we were intimate, and it just became one of those things. It was like, okay, so I'm comfortable in this situation, so I don't have to get in a relationship with her. I don't have to make things official with her, because it's comfortable right now, and as long as she don't say nothing, we're good. And that's kind of how it was until I said something. And then he was just, I'm not ready for that. That's the goal one day, or whatever they be saying. Just a whole bunch of BS. At that point, like, I was intimate with him, but I carried a lot of weight with intimacy at the time because I had only been with one person. So that's a big deal to me, and I didn't want to keep going to different people or whatever, so I just stayed in that situation instead of getting out of it, because I was like, I never gave myself to you.
Let me just stay in this one person.
Yeah.
Even though he's not giving me what I want in terms of relationship.
It don't make sense now, but at the time, it
makes sense now. It's exactly what it was then. At that point, you wanted, the comfort of...
Yeah, I was just like, I already gave myself to you, and that's special, so I didn't want to start all over again. So I just
in the back of your mind, were you hoping that he eventually changed one day?
I told him that if someone comes along and they have the intentions of making me their girlfriend, I'm going to trade up. And I just let them know that. And then someone did, and I did.
I went to a black college. We had an HBCU picnic back home in the Bay Area. This person came, immediately caught my attention. We just so happened to hang out the following week. It didn't end in sex. It ended in conversation, which was interesting. And it kind of threw me off. And she's unlike anybody else that I've ever met. So from there, we just started going on. We've been on several dates. It's only been like a little less than a month so far.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is different. Like, this is different. This is somebody that isn't necessarily, like, we're just taking it slow.
He's a Sigma and I'm a Zeta. So we met through a blue and white grouping. It was a long distance thing. He would drive down here. It's like 3-4 hours away. And he would drive down here every weekend and come visit me and stuff. So he took me on some dates. And this was like, he actually started to court me, which is the first time that's ever happened. And then he asked me to be his girlfriend.
Wow.
First time that's ever happened. But when we started to actually get serious, the guy before that I was friends with benefits, I didn't tell him. I just blocked him on everything and deleted him and stuff. And then 2 months into my new relationship, he called me from a different number. I felt bad because I was like, okay, well, maybe I could have handled things a little bit more maturely. And basically, he just weaseled his way in my life again.
I would say at this point, she's being more patient than I am. But it's also keeping me there. Like, it's also keeping me wanting to be with her. Because it's like,
What's keeping you?
if you care about that person and you know you haven't really experienced that yet, and you're also enjoying it, you'll stay with that person until they choose so.
Do you mean to imply that if you did have sex with her already, then you would not be there?
I wouldn't say that.
At a certain point, I felt like he loved me more than I loved him because he was kind of like his whole happiness depended on me, whereas I was still trying to find who I was by myself because I literally low-key just went from relationship to relationship. I was in a 3.5-year long relationship. Then a couple months after that, I was in the friends with benefits type of relationship. To me, it felt like a relationship. And then I got into a relationship with him. And so I never really got to be single. We were like living together, but I just felt really smothered because I never invited him to live with me. He basically invited himself. I also wasn't sexually satisfied. Basically, I was still thinking about the old guy. Emotionally, I guess, mentally or whatever. I guess I was cheating mentally. He stole my house key and made a copy without asking me. So I went off, got my house key back, and ended the relationship. And yeah.
I would say if she just like the first night or like, I just don't have that same respect after the first night.
Sex is really important to me in a relationship because I have to be able to be compatible with you. That's when I feel the closest to someone. So I'm not going to say I always do it early on because I don't. It just depends on the vibe I get from the person. Some people I make wait a while, some people I don't. But honestly, in the end, it never matters. If I make a guy wait 5 months, he's still going to do with the guy that I made 5 minutes do, so it don't matter.
If you want it, then
DTF all
but
night.
like, if you don't, it's kind of like, whoa.
It doesn't change how they respect me or value me or see me.
Okay.
They're going to see me how they see me regardless.
It's kind of like you get that desire, like you want to be with that person. Like you want to be involved with that person. You want to get, basically, like you want to have sex with that person. You want to have sex with that person, but you also care about them and you can see yourself being with them. You're going to be willing to wait.
How long? It was about, I think, a year of me being single, and then I got in another relationship that I met online also.
Some online be working for you.
No, it don't, clearly. He just was childish.
I think a few weeks is really short to kind of jump into the relationship right away. I feel like I'm still learning her. We're still trying to figure each other out, and I don't think she's ready. I don't think I'm ready just yet, but we know things are going well right now.
I don't know. I've been single for a year.
Okay.
But I've definitely been, I don't want to say dating because I haven't been dating. I've been entertaining. That's what I would say. I feel like a lot of times, like, it's just like loneliness just to have something to do. So.
And I will say, I haven't felt this way about somebody before, like this level. So this is like kind of all new to me.
I was on Tinder, but that was because somebody put false hope in my head about Tinder. They told me that you could find like actual relationships from Tinder. But then I got on Tinder and I realized that's a lie. So
Really?
Everybody on Tinder wants sex. Everybody. There's not a single person has DM'd me on Tinder that does not want sex. Like, I tried to use it to seriously like date, but nobody on it. I think it's more of a generational thing with online dating for us. At our age, people are online to look for hookups. I don't think they're online being serious. The people who actually want to date at our age are meeting people at work, meeting people at school, meeting people at church. They're not meeting online. And if they are, it's completely a fluke. Like, they didn't have the intentions of that. Some of them just have the intentions of sex and happen to meet somebody they like and then ends up cuffing them. Like, I've heard stories of that. Like, people be like, oh yeah, he just wanted to hit and then he realized he liked me and then that's what happened. So right now my life is a series of hits and misses. Literally. Don't date. I'm just kidding. I would say don't let anyone tell you what you should or shouldn't be doing. Experience dating your way, because I feel like there's a lot of rules, but more so for women, and I have an issue with that. Like, in society, I think that people think if you're, you just got a relationship, you need to be single for such and such amount of time, be single for however long you want to, or don't. Have sex with whoever you want to, or don't. Do it as often as you want to, or don't. But that is completely up to you. So I just say be free, but in a healthy way. So if it doesn't feel right, don't do it. If it does feel right, then do it. If it's beneficial to you, then do it. But I don't think anybody should be able to tell you it's not and what is.
What I will say is, a lot of times, like, millennials, they'll get too caught up in what everyone else is doing and the standards of everyone else, but they forget about their own, and they worry too much about what other people are thinking. Like, I just don't understand that. Don't let other people influence, even your friends. Like, don't let them influence what you truly feel about that person. Like, if they have something negative to say and it hasn't been proven correct, if you have that feeling for that person, stick with them. Like, don't listen to the chatter outside. I feel some type of way about online dating. It's just not an organic way of meeting that right person. To me, I think if you're in the right place at the right time. I was at an HBCU picnic. Who would have ever thought this one person would have came, and now I'm like dang near in a relationship with them. Be around people that you feel you can connect with and that you have similar aspirations around. So like that HBCU picnic, there was so much positivity. Like, it was attracting people that attract me. Someone who's intelligent, someone who has something going for themselves, someone who can connect with me, someone black. Like, if you go to an event where that criteria is being met, you may find somebody there. I'm willing to wait for this person.
Okay.
When the time is right. I don't know when. I don't know if it's pre-marriage, like, I don't know, but I'm definitely willing to wait.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and share it with a friend. Follow us on any of our social media platforms and leave a comment below and let us know what you think. It helps us create the content that you want to see.